campus of Ole Miss in Oxford, Mississippi. One of the most popular pregame tailgating spots in all of college football. You add to the mix today's opponent, undefeated Alabama, and this place is filled to capacity. They're all hoping, Ole Miss fans that is, that Hugh Freeze, the coach, and Bo Wallace, the quarterback, can lead Ole Miss to its first 5-0 record since 1962. Ole Miss against Alabama. And we welcome all of you to Vaught Hemingway Stadium on the campus of Ole Miss. It's Alabama and Ole Miss, the SEC Home Depot, SEC on CBS. The Alabama Crimson Tide 4-0. The Rebels of Ole Miss likewise undefeated. This is a pivotal early season game. Mississippi State playing at home, having its way with previously undefeated Texas A&M, Alabama and Ole Miss here, and later tonight, Auburn tees up against LSU. Hi once again, everybody. Vern Lundquist along with Gary Danielson. We welcome you to this much anticipated game. You know, previously when we've done Ole Miss, they've always kind of been the other team. Not in this game. They've earned equal billing. Now the question, Gary, are they up to the task?
I think they are. And you know, when we talk to the players, Vern, what I liked is I say, are you guys ready? And to a man, they all said, we're ready to compete. Not ready to win. We're ready to compete. And I like that. I think they know that it's a tough task, but they want the challenge, and I think they're up for the challenge. And because they've got athletes on that defense, they're going to keep this game close because they've got power. They've got speed and quickness. They've got a front four that will disrupt with veteran athletes in the back of the secondary. This defense believes they're good enough to play with anyone, let alone Alabama.
Well, you talk to these very rabid Ole Miss fans. They talk about the quarterback, Bo Wallace, and what you hear is, well, there's the good Bo and there's the bad Bo.
That's been the theme all week, I think, and Bo bristled when we brought that up. You know, I think for him, he just has to look back to a year ago when he had an outstanding game against number 6 LSU. He went 30 for 39 a year ago. Now, this year he's been off and on, hot and cold, but he's done it in a big game, in a 27-24 win a year ago. But he has to be more than a game manager. When teams beat Alabama, good quarterback play is the main reason.
Well, one of the great stories early in this 2014 season has been the emergence of Blake Sims, a fifth-year senior quarterback for Alabama. He's been great so far. Today's his first road game.
And it'll be different. I really think it will be different. I mean, the crowd will affect it. Alabama's going a little bit more no huddle. But you know what? I think an athlete first who loves competing and being a quarterback. So far, when you talk to opposing coaches, they bring up his name first. And that means when you bring up Blake Sims, you save maybe the best player for second because he's got a guy he can lean on. When things get tough, he can create a pressure point, which I think the best player in college football right now. Cooper has been able to distort defenses and, more importantly, change defenses so the other guys for Alabama can make their plays. Alabama might be their best offense they've had since I've been in the league.
And moments ago, first on the field, the Rebels of Ole Miss. Only 2 touchdowns allowed, 1 passing, 1 running so far this year. And right behind them, playing their first true road game of the season, they did take on West Virginia in a neutral site. But here come the Crimson Tide of Alabama. And a moment ago, Allie the Force with Ole Miss head coach Hugh Freeze.
Coach, this is the biggest game in recent history for Ole Miss. How have you prepared your team?
Well, we've tried to treat it just like every game. You know, we try to prepare each day just to make sure that everything we're doing is keeping us in the moment and preparing us for that Saturday. But it would be hard to stand here and say that there hadn't been a little extra attention on this one. And, you know, we're honored to be in a game like this in our short tenure here. Hopefully we're in a lot more, and hopefully we find ourselves worthy today to compete.
You told me to win this game today, Bo Wallace needs to have a near-perfect game. What was your message to him before the game?
Just to play within yourself. It's okay to use your feet. It's okay to throw it away. It's okay for us to punt. Don't be afraid to use your check downs and just to try to keep us on schedule.
Good luck, Coach. Thanks.
Thank you.
Allie, thank you. There is the senior quarterback, Bo Wallace. It just couldn't be more perfect. 63 degrees. Thunderstorms, tornado threats were prevalent in this area 2 nights ago. But it is a beautiful afternoon. Alabama leads the all-time series. There were 3 wins vacated and 1 forfeited, so the actual record you see 47-9-2, and Alabama has won the last 10 games between these 2 universities. Nick Saban, 8th-year head coach. Ole Miss won the toss. They've elected to take the ball, and that means that Jalen Walton, number 6, is back to return Adam Griffith's kick. Short. It's Mark Dotson instead, the short man. One man shoved out of bounds from behind. Christian Jones caught up with him.
You know, Vern, because of the wind conditions, Alabama was forced to hold the ball on the tee. It was not a good kick. It was very low, as you called it, and that's really what caused the return. No height on that kick at all. I think they're going to call it out about the 37 to 38-yard line.
A 62-yard gain. Take a look, Gary.
Yeah, it never got more than maybe 15 feet in the air. Look at that, see? And that the coverage was nowhere near the play and created the seam right away.
That's Griffith with the miss. And then Christian Jones, number 22. It's a first down at the 39. Quarterback draw called all the way. And Bo Wallace inside the 30.
You know, what's very interesting is I would have assumed in this game that Alabama would try to get Blake Sims off on the game throwing, and just the opposite for Ole Miss, establish the running game for the quarterback. Very important, very clever play calling by both sides.
Jalen Walton is the running back. Off to the left. Oh, boy. No gain. That was Reggie Ragland, number 19. Well, Bo Wallace out of Pulaski, Tennessee. And in his 3rd year now, he went to Arkansas State, where he was redshirted. Wanted to go to Tennessee. The head coach, Lane Kiffin, then didn't show any interest.
In the SEC, teams that beat Alabama run more than they throw.
And what they face is an Alabama defense that gives up 62 yards per game. So they are stalwart. Here's Wallace on a line, tipped and incomplete. That was close. Cody Core, number 88. Cy Jones got there to tip it away.
Yeah, Cy Jones was there, and a safety cut underneath it, but the ball was thrown high enough. If the ball had been thrown lower, I believe Landon Collins would have intercepted that ball.
Ole Miss now trying not to waste the opportunity given it after the 62-yard kickoff return. 3rd down 10.
Now it's got to be a zone. Nobody's covering the 2 slots. Got to be a zone coverage, or Alabama's misaligned.
Delayed blitz. That catch is made, but short of the first down.
Yeah, big decision. Remember, in the game in Tuscaloosa a year ago, Hugh Freeze was 0 for 3 on 4th down. He said if he had to do it again, he'd kick field goals, but this one's tempting.
46-yard field goal attempt.
I'm sitting there watching the catch and not his body.
Gary Wunderlich, number 97, is the long-distance field goal kicker, and He was ejected from last week's game against Memphis. Wunderlich, that is his first field goal attempt of the season. We went back and looked at the tape of his ejection, and probably shouldn't have been thrown out.
Somebody else should have been.
Exactly.
But and just enough on this one.
Gary Wunderlich, who just authored that 46-yard field goal, will kick off. Christian Jones is one of the deep men. Landon Collins is also back. Heading to the left corner, grabbed at the 3 by Christian Jones. Slips another tackle. And one more. He is finally dropped at the 42-yard line. Keith Lewis, number 24. That's a 38-yard kickoff.
Yeah, another Alabama football player down on the field injured. Also, Christian Jones, the dangerous returner for Alabama.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, I think it was Kenyon Drake, to tell you the truth. Numbers. I thought it was 47 at first, but I do think it's 17.
He was one of the stars of the most recent victory over Florida when he scored on the first play from scrimmage, an 87-yard pass. Take a look at the right side.
Yeah, his own guy from behind. Dallas Lee.
Yep.
Dylan Lee, excuse me. Dallas was his brother.
1st and 10, Alabama's first snap with the football. Sims will keep it.
Both teams start out getting their quarterback involved. How about that?
Well, let's reintroduce you to Blake Sims. Sat patiently behind A.J. McCarron. McCarron, a starter for 3 years, but Sims really has blossomed this year.
Yeah, he's turned in from a disastrous spring game where they thought, uh-oh, to being one of the true weapons on this football team.
T.J. Yeldon, number 4, gets the handoff. Nice little move at the line of scrimmage. And that will allow Alabama to have a fresh series of downs. The remainder of the offense, you've got the freshman at left tackle and Quanjo, Kelly Brown, Shepard. And down at the bottom, DeAndrew White. He was injured in the very first game after he had caught 6 passes in that game. Had to sit out 2, and he caught 6 more against Florida. He's a very valuable part of this offense. Jalston Fowler is the fullback. He leads the way for Yeldon. And this time, fewer yards, about 2. There's a struggle for the ball.
Yeah, that ball might have popped out.
Did it? Well, the Rebel came out of the pile with it.
Well, Yeldon doesn't think so. He's walking back as calm as you can be.
Down. Second down.
Yep.
I know if I was calling plays against Ole Miss, I would try to pound them a little bit. Their outside defensive ends love to run the rush the passer, and they seem to feed that land shark mentality off their tackles for loss and sacks.
And Derrick Henry, who is the largest of the trio of backs, is behind Sims. He gets the hand, goes right. Vogel can't help as Ball. Number 94, Dakota Ball, who could not help with the block. And C.J. Johnson made the tackle.
C.J. Johnson, they say it's a 4-2-5, but you look at number 10 as he gets double teamed right there. He's really an outside linebacker. He ran off both those guys to make that tackle. That was a good play by C.J.
3rd down 9.
And the best 3rd down team in the country.
Sims, he'll come short, and that should mean the presence of Adam Griffith. Redshirt freshman, sophomore, beg your pardon.
You know, about everybody did their job here. And the back 7, good coverage. Cooper covered at the bottom of the screen, nowhere to go. And the offensive line for Alabama did a good job, nothing there.
Here's Griffith. 8 years ago today, he was adopted and immigrated from an orphanage in Warsaw, Poland. That's not the way to celebrate. That's his second miss of the season. Second miss in a row. Griffith, formerly known as Andres Dabowski, pushes it wide right. First down 10. Laquan Treadwell. Ball loose? No. Well, we're in the north central part of the state. Ole Miss and Mississippi State, first time they both started 4-0. First time both ranked at the same time. First time both ranked in the top 15 since 1958, and Mississippi State will only go up in the polls.
That's pretty impressive, wasn't it?
Yes. 5 wides on 3rd and 10.
Looks like a 3-man rush, or will they come from the second level?
Punting situation. That was Markel Pack, number 11.
A lot of kind of different looks for Alabama. Remember, they had an off week to prepare for this football game. I'm sure they, you know, as Nick always does, no stone unturned, and they look like they're giving them a few different looks in that pass rush that Ole Miss is not handling well.
Will Gleason, first punt of the game. Averaging 44.4. Christian Jones is back. Jones is going to let it bounce. It takes an Ole Miss roll and will limp to a stop at the 30-yard line.
Unbalanced line to the right for Alabama here. See if they try to get the toss game going.
Derrick Henry is in at running back. They try the right side with Derrick Henry and get a few. Well, interesting. First quarter of play. It opened with a 62-yard kickoff return. Ole Miss was able to get a 46-yard field goal. Both teams have missed field goals since then. 3-0 Ole Miss. We'll return to Oxford after this message and a word from your local station. And we welcome all of you back to Vaught-Hemingway Stadium, Ole Miss campus, Oxford, Mississippi. Yeah, I looked into the stands and was surprised to see the musical star Katy Perry. Recognized her right away. She's got a bear hug from the mascot. I can't keep a straight face.
I was going to say, in my life, I never thought I'd hear Vern Lundquist and Katy Perry in the same sentence.
Oh, Lawrence Welk, perhaps, but you know, we started quarter
That's a new
number
one
2.
for me right there.
Oh, goodness. 2nd down and 9. Sims, good downfield coverage. He throws it away as he hustles out of bounds. Well, 3-0 kind of signifies what we've seen. It's like the early rounds of a boxing.
I think so, especially the defenses. You know, both offenses respect what the defenses can do. Both coaches have said the same thing to us. We want to avoid the negative plays because that kind of juices the defense, and you can see very conservative play calling to start the game.
3rd and 9. Corner blitz. Got it. Kenyon Drake has it. Goes left. Looks for a block. That will be close for the first down. I think he got it.
Is it one of those turnaround quick screens on 3rd and long? Remember the big screen that Alabama hit in that 21-21 Florida game? He took a shot right on that leg again, right that he hurt before.
Well, that was an interesting little...
Might not be the same injury, but it looks like the same leg, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Ooh, he got bent.
Look at Trey Elston, number 7.
Oh, man, that was pretty graphic right there. That's this one he's not going to play from.
Left side, Cooper, 3rd catch of the ball game. And let's once again go back to New York and check in with Adam Zucker.
All right, Vern, thank you. Alabama with some tough times getting off to a start on offense. Same for Florida State. Jameis Winston going in with about a minute to go in the first half. 13-3 the score. Knowles up on Wake Forest right now.
Yeldon sweep left, wide open, one man to beat, and he can't quite do it. That was Cody Pruitt. Got good position for the tackle, but that's a 23-yard gain.
Well, that time, Cam Robinson, the true freshman left tackle, just did his job. Hooked his man on the play. Great block by number 74 that time.
Sweep again, Derrick Henry.
And it really seems so reminiscent, you know, of how Alabama loves to run the ball left. Remember that SEC championship game against Georgia when they ran it left and left and left? Now you put a freshman there, they keep doing the same thing.
That's Cam Robinson, number 74, the true freshman. They'll throw it this time left, and it's Amari Cooper. That's his 4th catch. He's averaging little over 10 per game.
This is a great read by Blake Sims. He studied his game plan. He saw the high safety very deep, so he knew he had one-on-one to the left side, and he went right to it. When he saw that one safety back there, he knew what he had.
They go left again. Yeldon spilled at the 11. Sir Darius Bryant with the tackle, number 14. Let's check the Alabama Verizon Red Zone stats for the year. 24 times inside the 20, 16 touchdowns. And that's a little above the national average. 2nd down, 6. Do you detect a trend?
Why not?
My gracious.
I mean, if Lane calls one to the right, I think Nick will walk over and slap him, don't you?
That's Jalston Fowler with the block. Yeldon with another gain. 9 carries, 69 yards for T.J. Yeldon. Up the middle this time. And it's Yeldon again, his 10th carry.
And this is always the fear. You know, coming into this game, Ole Miss thought, okay, this is not the same Alabama team. They're not going to pound it on us. We're going to keep our safeties back, but look what happens.
And into the corner. Out of bounds. Amari Cooper.
And Darius Webster, number 15, a true freshman. And the reason they put him in the game is he's 5'11" instead of 5'8", and he's in the game for this reason right here. Oh, I think he got his foot down.
Do you really?
I thought he got his toe. Let's see if they don't bring this and take a look at it.
I believe they... Not so far.
His heel now was his toe down first, but his heel came down very close.
Out of bounds.
Yep.
No review. 3rd and goal. Yelled it.
They went right.
They'll spot it short.
They went right, and they didn't get anything.
Fourth down.
Will they just sneak it? Will they sneak it? Remember, Blake Sims was a running back.
Play action.
Keeps it.
Play action. Sims strolls in. Fool me once. Don't fool me twice.
Well, remember the last time Blake Sims played in this stadium, he was a running back. And on 4th down, they gave it to him. That was a power drive. 12 plays, 8 of them were runs, and even the bootleg pass, a couple quick screens, that was all power.
Adam Griffith will attempt the extra point. Up and good.
4th and inches. Would they sneak it? This time they say no. Cody Pruitt comes in on too sharp of an angle from the right side. Doesn't know who he has in the ball, and it's a walk-in.
Blake Sims. Touchdown, Alabama. They lead 7-3. That's only the third touchdown given up this year by the Rebels. Jalen Walton and Mark Dobson are deep. And Adam Griffith will kick off.
Another weak kickoff.
Jalen Walton knocked out of bounds up near the 40 by Adam Griffith.
Well, as you know, most college football teams are putting that kickoff at least to the goal line so far. Alabama twice has not gotten that ball even past the 10-yard line. Bounced about the 12-yard line, and again that coverage is misaligned and great field position. Remember, Ole Miss won the toss and took the ball. So as they go into the second half, Alabama will start with the ball in the second half. I'd be very surprised if he allows Bo to make a mistake here at the end of the half. Remember,
51 seconds remaining. Yep. Keep it conservative. Whoa, fumble. Oh my gosh. How about that? Cyrus Jones on one hop. Touchdown, Alabama.
My goodness. I thought at the beginning of that, they almost got a face mask on the play. I really did. I thought Cyrus Jones hit the face mask and almost kind of lost the concentration. Let's see it right here. Oh, yes. He did turn his head a bit, lost concentration that time by Mathers, and a catastrophic play. And the crowd just saw the replay right there. Yes, that could have been called and should have been called.
It certainly appeared.
You know, we said catastrophic mistake by Alabama.
Right.
Catastrophic mistake by Ole Miss. There was a catastrophic mistake by the official.
It certainly appeared to be a face mask. Cyrus Jones on Mathers. There was no flag. And then a fortunate bounce of the ball right up into the arms of Cyrus Jones. And like that, it's 14-3. On your left, Itavius Mathers, who was the running back, number 5. On your right, Cyrus Jones, cornerback, number 5. And what appeared to both Gary and me as a face mask on the run, but not called. And the result, a fumble and a 13-yard scoot for the touchdown that extends Alabama's lead to 14-3. Adam Griffith will kick off, squibs it, taken at the 28-yard line.
Took a knee on the play to go back.
Well, now we got some extracurricular stuff going on.
Nothing's going to happen there. That last play, so devastating for Ole Miss. Great play by Cyrus Jones. He did get his hand at the, I think when he turned the helmet, it actually turns the football. Watch this. When he turns the helmet, it turns the football to him and exposes it. That's why the ball was actually open right there. That's one somebody would have liked to head back with the striped shirts. They're still watching it on the big screen here.
Yeah.
It's not as festive as it was an hour ago, is it?
Not at all.
We're going to see how tough they are mentally now in this football game. There's a lot of time left. They've got a bad call against them. Now we'll see what they're made of.
Hugh Freeze, 45 years of age, was the head coach at Arkansas State. Search committee, 2 people. Most importantly, Archie Manning was put in charge of selecting the new head coach at Ole Miss, and they chose Freeze, and they chose well. Let's go down to Allie, who is with Hugh Freeze.
Coach, that last fumble really changed the momentum of this game. How do you address it at halftime?
Play the next play. You know, you got to take care of the ball, and thought we had a face mask on it, but we didn't take care of the ball, and it certainly it hurt. You know, our defense is fighting our guts out, and we're not converting on third down at all to stay on the field. They're on the field too long.
You held Alabama's offense to just 7 points. What's working defensively?
Well, I think we're pretty good, you know, and we're mixing it up, and defensive front's playing good. We got to figure out the stretch play that they're running to the boundary, but defense has played well. That's not the issue right now. It's us converting on third down to keep them off the field.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
We've reached halftime. Let's go to Adam Zucker in our New York studio. We welcome you back to Oxford, Mississippi, Vaught-Hemingway Stadium on the campus at Ole Miss. Now let's go inside the headset powered by AT&T, the official sponsor of the SEC. Here's Allie LaForce.
Thanks, Vern. I got a chance to talk to Nick Saban heading out of halftime. He said the big thing is we have to execute better offensively. We have drop balls. We have penalties. We're shooting ourselves in the foot. I asked him for an update on Kenyon Drake after we saw him suffer that gruesome injury. He said he's definitely out, but I have not gotten any further information onto the specifics of the injury. Now, when you do type in Kenyon Drake's name on Twitter, there have been several former athletes reaching out, showing support. One of them is former Redskins quarterback Joe Theismann, who suffered a similar gruesome injury 30 years ago. Others to reach out are former Alabama players Mark Ingram and Greg McElroy. Those are few of many who are showing their support for Drake.
All right, Allie, thank you. If you'll recall, Ole Miss won the toss. To open the game, they took the ball. So Alabama will receive it now. Gary Wunderlich will kick it deep. Christian Jones is one of those back to return the kick. That's a good one. Through the end zone, out the other end. Vern Lundquist, Gary Danielson, Allie LaForce. Certain resilience on the part of Alabama, but Ole Miss got a tough break. How do they get back?
Yeah, Alabama's Alabama. You know what they're going to do. Ole Miss has got to just overlook it. They got a bad break. It's happened before in sports. It happened today. Listen, they need offense. 2 years ago, they got 218 yards. Last year against Alabama, 205. First half, 105 yards. I mean, what are you going to expect, a turnover or something? You got to produce some offense, or it's going to be hard to beat Alabama. We talked about quarterbacks playing at a very high level to beat Alabama. You know, Bo's done all right. He hasn't been asked to do a lot, but not enough offense to beat a good football team.
Up the middle, more or less. T.J. Yeldon. Gary, take us through first half trends.
Well, it's about what we talked about. Both teams playing it close to the vest in this football game. Blake Sims had one dropped interception. Bo Wallace, both quarterbacks doing about the same in the football game. And, of course, the one big play, I guess, you could talk about, you know, I mean, the ball was still fumbled, even though it should have been a face mask hold. Doesn't mean you have to fumble the ball, but, you know, that would have been one that I think all of us watching the game, except for the true Alabama fans, would have liked to see him called properly.
Yes. Second down and 5. Yeldon.
Yeah, he's something, isn't he?
Whoa.
I remember, it was like, I think it was 2 years ago. I think we were getting ready to do that primetime game with LSU, and John Chavis was talking about the great backs. They had Eddie Lacy and Trent Richardson, and he goes, you know, the guy that really sparks them is T.J. Yeldon. I think that's how it happened. I do remember him picking out T.J. Yeldon as a future star. Remember that?
And you remember at the end of the game, Karen found Yeldon with the screen pass for the game winner. Absolutely.
And that game kind of was a little bit like this game. LSU came back in the second half and evened out the game, and then Alabama won late.
There's Yeldon again. He has been the workhorse here in this ball game. That's his 14th carry for 94 yards.
Well, it is interesting. Alabama in the first 4 games went the no huddle. People were asking me, even in the pregame on our own show, will they go no huddle? I think Brett Bielema asked me, do you think that Alabama will still go up tempo? And I said if they're comfortable, if it's a close game, they're going to go back to what they do. And this is what they do. Whether they huddle or don't huddle, they like to run the ball, and they like to run it between the tackles.
Derrick Henry all 241 pounds of him. And that's another first down at the 38-yard line.
The offensive line, which a lot of people said if Nacho that time, while Leon Brown, number 72, that position that was talked about at right guard, whether Dominic Jackson, number 76, was going to see some playing time, Leon Brown held on to the job and that time just crushed his opponent.
Another opening series first down as we begin the third quarter here.
And Ole Miss has not crowded the box yet. They're still playing safe back there with two safeties.
3 down. First down and 10. Sims.
Not a good idea. Not a good idea.
Whoa. Sir Darius Bryant was the first one there, number 14. And then Cody Pruitt wrapped it up.
Yeah, this defense is still fast, still aggressive, and they make up space. You cannot do that, reverse your field against this defense. They're as good as there is closing up that empty space.
Yeldon leaves the field. Cooper goes top of the screen. Derrick Henry is on as the running back. It's the 12th play of the drive, and DeAndrew White is back on the field. Sims with a lot of time, but good coverage. Lets it go. O.J. Howard can't hang on.
I don't know if it was broken up or not, but he's already got one drop in the game, and I'm sure that's the drop that Nick Saban was referring to when he talked to Allie at halftime. And now you got to just have to believe that Lane Kiffin's calling a play here for a field goal.
Third down passing. Excuse me.
Nope, you got it right there, Vern.
Look at Sims' numbers for the year. They've been gaudy.
And he's had one drop for a first down in this game.
Yes.
Remember, it'd be 47 yards from here.
Cooper, top of the screen.
He tried that screen pass and was covered.
Out of bounds. That may have taken him out of field goal range.
They tried that same middle screen pass that time, and it was defended very well by Ole Miss. That's 2 plays he just had. 2 plays, you cost me a field goal. If it's not there, throw it away. He lost yardage on first down, and he lost yardage on third down. You saw Nick go 2 plays. That's the type of game management that can really get you in trouble.
Well, they will try the field goal. Adam Griffith, you were introduced to him with 1 second left in the Iron Bowl when he missed from 57. This is from 51. And he pulled it badly to the left.
Now it's time for Ole Miss to make a run at this.
That one quacked on its way left. Wallace being chased. Xavier Dixon chased him out of bounds.
How solid. I mean, Alabama has yet to, they've had that one mistake on the motion. Remember when Bo missed the guy, I think it was Core over the middle on that one, Cody Core, number 88. Otherwise, they have not had a missed assignment, an obvious missed assignment in the game.
Second down 12, loss of 2 for Bo Wallace. Deep. Got him! Evan Ingram, the tight end.
Well, this used to be C.J. Mosley, but the linebacker's going to try to go deep with the tight end on the seam. And this time, it's not handled as well by Trey DePriest. That is a tough position to play. They ask a lot of that middle linebacker in this Alabama defense, and DePriest was not up for it on that one. A perfect throw, though.
Quarterback draw. Wallace goes right, gets 4 or 5.
It's a version of their combo pass defense. It's why they're so good at what they do, because they challenge their linebackers to match up vertically down the field. And on that one, Trey DePriest did not handle it.
And as a result, in part of that, because Bo Wallace found Ingram for a gain of 50 at 2nd and 7. There we go. Laquan Treadwell, touchdown Ole Miss.
tell you, Alabama does what they do. They challenge their corners. True freshman Tony Brown, one-on-one. Back shoulder throw, missed tackle, and a brilliant play, a great throw. Back-to-back big throws by Bo Wallace, and of course the talent of Laquan Treadwell.
Extra point is up and good by Wonderlic. Think about this. Alabama just had the ball for 6.5 minutes, 14 plays. They come out of it with zilch.
Yep.
Ole Miss has the ball for 4 plays. They come out with 7. Treadwell from Wallace. And it's 14-10 Alabama. Now the crowd's into it.
I don't blame them. I mean, you know, as we've talked about a lot, Alabama does what they do. They're going to match up man-to-man, and if you can make a perfect throw, you're going to beat them. On that one, a brilliant football player, Treadwell, beat a young football player. It was a great throw, and they out-executed at Alabama on back-to-back passing plays.
At the goal line, Christian Jones. And not very far. Wow.
They're diving in on that football, Vern. Let's see if this thing might have come out.
C.J. Moore was the first one there, number 26.
You can see the reaction to the players.
Yeah. Alabama's ball, but there's an Ole Miss player hanging on to it. There, it's out.
That ball's out. And it's not going to change. Officials on the field call it Alabama. Ball's out. It's before his knee was down. And he must have scooped it back in.
Hugh Freeze is down at the 20-yard line. Here is the snap. It's Derrick Henry. Out to the 20. Now Freeze is out on the field.
Yeah, well, now it's too late.
Yep.
The only thing he'd be doing now is trying to get the next call, because he's not going to get the last one.
Confirmation from the field that the ruling was an Alabama recovery.
Right, because if it wasn't, it would have been reviewed, and that ball was out before his knee went down.
2nd down 4. Cooper all by himself, top of the screen. Up the middle.
Pressed that hole so well. He trusted it. As you look at the second half, just look back in this full game. Vern talked about the drives that have happened in this football game for Alabama. They've had a missed field goal with 14 plays and a missed field goal with 9 plays. 23 plays of their offense. No points. Unfortunately, plays don't count. Scores count.
Yep. 1st down 10.
A lot of help on Cooper. Always help. They have a sign on the field, does Ole Miss, whether Cooper's in the game or not.
Deep, down the middle, wide open. O.J. Howard. Caught from behind, but inside the 20.
Great discipline by Blake Sims. He saw the tilt to Cooper. He looked left and came back. See the tilt over here to number 9? He knows that he's going to get this guy down the seam. Everybody's going to the left. Cody Pruitt is stuck in the middle of the field because of Blake's eyes. Wonderful job by Blake Sims that time.
They'll keep it on the ground. Here's Derrick Henry. Down near the 15-yard line.
If O.J. Howard would have dropped that one, all those people that were calling in the Knicks radio show would have called in and apologized. Remember, for 3 weeks, it's why isn't O.J. getting the football? Well, he needed to catch that one.
Well, he went 3 games without a catch. He caught a couple, and he dropped a couple in this one. 3rd and 20. DeAndrew White, Amari Cooper, both to the right side. Sims slips. And Derrick Henry is brought down. They're going to bring Adam Griffith on, young man whom we have told you Grew up in Poland. Yep, there we go. There's the first miss. And here is the second. That second one was hooked badly. This from 44.
Yeah, there was 46 and 51. I bet his heart is beating now.
That looks good. That is good. Yeah, I agree with you. Adam Griffith, the adopted son of Tom and Michelle Griffith, math teachers in Calhoun. Nick Saban finally gets to applaud a kicker.
Well, someone's going to be busy with this Ole Miss offense right now because they show that they're willing to throw the ball, and Bo Wallace is coming out of his shell here.
Mark Dodson. Not much.
Mark Dodson on the return to the 20.
Ole Miss trailing by 7. Left side. Jalen Walton.
Vern, early in this game, we talked about that you better bring your good quarterback to beat Alabama. And look at some of the games these quarterbacks have had against Alabama. Tebow, Newton, Manziel, Nick Marshall, Trevor Knight in the bowl game last year. They have brought their A game to beat this defense.
Late handoff up the middle it goes. Jalen Walton.
You got to be balanced. These teams of all, except for Trevor, have all run the ball more than they've thrown the ball in these SEC games. Surprisingly, even Johnny Manziel and A&M, when they beat him in 2012, threw the ball significantly more than they passed the ball, but they passed the ball effectively. That's the key. Remember Cam Newton's second half of that game? Remember Steven Garcia? And, of course, the fourth quarter of Tim Tebow.
And so here is the challenge for Bo Wallace.
Called play.
Yes, it was. Slides down in front of Nick Perry. Aaron Morris got the key block then. Number 72, the left guard.
Yep.
Oh, did he ever.
Yep. Run all the way. And
Wallace has now rushed it 8 times for 31 yards. He picks up a first down 10. Again, looks designed.
Boy, Ragland that time. Reggie Ragland read that one and blew it up.
He's stopped immediately by number 19, Reggie Ragland.
Coming from the left side of your screen. I don't even know if it was called a run blitz, but he got there that time before the quarterback even had a chance to get started. Another negative play in this football game, that time by Alabama.
That is the 8th tackle for loss in the ball game. Drills it, completes it. Vince Sanders.
So this will be the 3rd time in this drive that Ole Miss will need to convert a 3rd down play.
On the tackle, number 2, Tony Brown. Beginning inside Alabama territory.
3rd down 4. Could be the final play of the 3rd quarter. They load them up. They've got 3 wideouts to the left side, 1 to the right.
See, again, not the use of tempo, only to freeze Alabama and make the call on the sideline. They just felt that they got scouting themselves, too many negative plays going fast.
That one's tipped as well. It'll be 4th and 4.
Twice they tried to establish what the defense was. And on the 3rd one, it was batted away by Jarn Reed, number 90.
And so 4th down.
He looked huge there, didn't he? Junior college transfer. And again, as a group, the coaches I've talked to feel that this Alabama front 4 is a better pass rushing unit than they've seen in a while.
Rugby style punt. Fair catch called and taken at the 11-yard line. That's Christian Jones, number 22. 36-yard punt, very effective. And that is the end of the 3rd quarter. Our score is 17-10. We'll return to Oxford right after this word from your local station. And so we welcome you back to Oxford, Mississippi. Vaught-Hemingway Stadium on the campus of Ole Miss. Fourth quarter, Vern Lundquist, Gary Danielson, Allie LaForce, and our entire crew enjoying our visit to Oxford. We don't get here all that often, but they have given us a wonderful afternoon, wonderful experience. 17-10, first down 10. Alabama with a first down at their own 11-yard line. Play action. Sims goes back, looks deep right side, and that one is going to be incomplete. Well, two undefeated teams. 4-0, 4-0. We were hoping for a close game. We've gotten one. Do you think this is about what these teams expect?
I'm sure of it. You know, we started off the game talking about the theme all week from here at Ole Miss. We want to compete. We don't expect we're going to walk out there and win. We just want to prove we can compete and earn the game. I think Alabama's happy with Blake Sims. He's gone on the road and done a good job. No big mistake. There's only been one outlier play in the game, and that was the fumble for the touchdown. Besides that, it's an even football game. Bad throw.
Yeah.
Bad throw. Pulled the string that one time for Blake Sims. Didn't get his feet set. Had the fullback open. He felt the end zone. Look at his feet going backwards. He's jumping back as he throws the ball. If he delivers that, it'll be at least third and a yard or two.
And, of course, right behind the Alabama huddle, the Ole Miss student section. Third down and 9. Backup center. Alabama has not turned it over today. Yeldon. Ooh, let's see what kind of spot he gets.
Yeah. I think it's going to be... Boy, you know, he made his last fake. It's going to be short.
Yep.
If he'd have just gone straight, I mean, it's easy to second guess this one. But he saw one more break, and that to his left, if he'd have just plowed up and taken it, so that last cut he might have been able to get across that line. Well-blocked play, well-run play, and Ole Miss gets out of there, stopping him with a 3-and-out.
J.K. Scott is on the punt. He has one of 65 yards earlier in this ball game.
Rockets, another one.
Boy, oh boy. All the way back to the 34. Pack. Taken down by Nick Perry.
What a punt, huh?
That's 60.
Yeah, what
so he's got punts of 65 and 60. That was huge. But Ole Miss has the ball. All 3 timeouts left. The score here 17-10. Alabama has won the last 10 between these two. And a note here, Alabama ranked #1 in the coaches poll. Ole Miss has never defeated a top-ranked team. But before that, they've got to tie this one.
Yes, you know what seemed to have given Alabama a little problem? Let's see if they go to it. Those bunch formations, the last time they had the ball, they were putting 3, sometimes 4 players together, and it seemed to cause Alabama problems.
Handed off with 3 or 4, Jalen Walton.
That was a good run.
Number 6, absolutely. .608. Alabama 1 timeout remaining. Ole Miss all 3. Under 6. Wallace got a man open. It's caught by Evan Ingram, who dropped the touchdown catch. Last possession.
Yeah, got a great matchup that time. Well-designed play. He's got the tight end on the linebacker. Bo Wallace knows it right from the snap, picks on the likely player and puts it right there, and it's caught.
Gain of 16, first down at the 34.
Here's the 3 receivers together again. It seems to be giving Alabama some problems over here, 3 by 1.
Starts defensively for Alabama. He's got it wide open. Touchdown, Dick Sanders. And I think he beat the best. I think it was Landon Collins back there.
But it was also the formation.
Right.
They're having trouble matching up against the trips. They're playing off, and by the time they figure out who to cover, the guy seems to close the gap, and he's wide open.
Third touchdown of the year for Sanders, none bigger.
Boy, that formation in this second half has caused fits for Alabama.
Extra point good. We're tied. Take a look at the touchdown.
Vern said they beat the best. Landon Collins is the safety right here. Here's the touchdown. Just a little bit of hesitation. And as they play their combo routes, bam, he's by it. You take one step to the middle of the field, and all of a sudden it's a touchdown. The whole second half, they've been having trouble on this. Tony Brown gets beat inside a well-run route, and again, it's not bad Bo, not good Bo, it was great Bo.
And great Bo reacts to this one.
And you know, we talked about how they would handle adversity in this game. We said in the open, they just wanted to show that they could compete. They caught a tough break at the end of the half, and they have finished this football game. No matter how it ends up, they finished the game.
Wow. 5:29 to go. Notched at 17. Two undefeated teams. Just as a footnote, the last time Ole Miss was 5-0, 1962. They finished undefeated that year. Christian Jones. Ball's out. Ole Miss appears to have it.
Was number 11 makes the tackle on the play.
Channing Ward.
And then coming back, I think it was Kalen Moore that got the recovery on the
yes,
play.
That's it.
Wow.
Number 11 and number 8.
And the Alabama 31-yard line. First down.
And they were so close. Remember, we showed that montage of plays, how close they were to getting an interception. And finally, the big play breaks Ole Miss's way.
5:21 to go. Sweep right. Jalen Walton. Heck of an effort.
Jalen Walton can't be 200 pounds, and he just ran through tackles right there. The emotions of this football game had been earned back by Ole Miss. Play by play in this second half.
Second down and 1. And a reminder that Alabama earlier used 2 timeouts to avoid delay of game calls. Wallace.
Another back shoulder.
Laquan Treadwell. Ole Miss player down at the 15.
Can't do any better than this. This could have been a run or a pass. Bo Wallace sees the one-on-one coverage. He gives up on the running play and throws the ball to the wide receiver. The offensive line on that play had no idea that was going to be a pass. They were blocking a run play.
Aaron Morris is the injured Ole Miss offensive lineman, number 72. That was Tony Brown, the true freshman, number 2, victimized on that last play.
And I think true freshman Rod Taylor, number 73, will come in as his backup.
First and goal. Walton.
Well, at this point, you have to figure why you will not go back at least one time to Treadwell. You got to throw one up there, don't you?
Second and goal. There's Treadwell.
Second and goal. On the 8.
Ball at the 8-yard line. Late add to the offensive line. Treadwell tight to the left. 10 seconds on the play clock.
They got the heavy quarterback in the game.
They do.
Will he throw one?
Jeremy Liggins, he'll run. He will not throw.
Boy, that was a big gamble. Taking your hot quarterback out of the game and try to gimmick the other team, and it did not work. They were going to throw from this formation for the first time. It was that little bootleg play where they slipped the fullback underneath, and Alabama didn't go for it.
Treadwell near side, late defensive adds for Alabama. There's the snap. Wallace into the end zone, got him. Touchdown, Jalen Walton.
It's really the same confusion they've been having on the bunches, only this time Mathers was in the backfield, but it was the same confusion. They're going to slip right this guy out. Treadwell goes back, and watch the confusion right here. It's like a bunch play. One step inside, and it's a touchdown. The bunch plays have really given Landon Collins problems in this game. You know, this is why I just love sports. I mean, you just sit back, play the game, as some coaches call it, one play at a time. You take the bad plays, you move forward. As you know, Hugh was telling Allie, I mean, nothing you can do about it. Just go forward and play the rest of the game.
Gary Wunderlich will attempt the extra point. Ooh, doink.
And
no good.
I don't know if you were saying it in commercial or you were saying it live. There is a flag down.
Personal foul. Roughing the kicker.
Oh, my.
Looked like it was Tony Brown, number 2, who has been prominent in several of the last 2 or 3 plays.
Comes around the corner and just clips the kicker. Good call. You know, coming into this game, Alabama had 27 penalties, and their opponents only had 20. In this game, the more penalized football team has been Alabama again. Never in Nick Saban's career have the opponents had less penalties than his Alabama football team.
Andrew Fletcher this time. So interchangeable place kickers. Fletcher for the year is 21 of 21 coming in. It's blocked.
Oh my goodness, and returnable.
Yes, indeed. Tony Brown blocked it. Well, now cinch it up.
Well, the ironies are just go one right after another here.
And here is the touchdown.
Yeah, that led to that. Again, they have Alabama chasing themselves in fits with these kind of burst for offensive plays from either trips, or that time it was basically the same thing, trips coming from the back, split out from the backfield.
Wallace now 18 of 31, 251 yards, 3 touchdowns. 23-17. 2:54 to go. Alabama 1 timeout remaining. Wunderlich kickoff. Cyrus Jones is back, number 5. He's chased and avoids a tackle. Got him up near the 28.
If you want to win a championship, it's set up for your defensive line to make the plays. For Alabama, now do you go to number 9? You have to assume that Ole Miss will take your best player away. Let's see what happens.
Leandro White is top of the screen. Amari Cooper in the slot. First down 10, low snap. Sims picks it up, pumps. has to run and does get out of bounds to stop the clock. 2:37 to go.
That's a gain of 3. 2nd and 7.
Again, the backup center is Bradley Bozeman.
And he rolled the last one back there, that's for sure.
Yes, he did.
Cooper on the bottom this time.
Sims caught to the 33-yard line. Christian Jones makes the grab. Clock will stop after the gain of 17 while they reset the chains.
Just give some credit to that offensive line. They're going up against one of the most talented pass rushing defensive lines in college football. Let's see if this guy, number 10, can put some pressure on him right there. C.J. Johnson.
Yeldon goes right. Surges out across the 40. Under 2 to go. Alabama can stop the clock once. 2nd and 2.
All those players down.
C.J. Jones, it appears. Johnson, rather.
I just circled them, too. I said, see if he can make a play. Play he made as he cramped up.
Yep.
Gets in on the field, but he's their quickest pass rusher from the outside.
1:44 remaining. And the clock marked ready for play. Yeldon, empty backfield. No snap again. Sims across the middle, caught by Cooper. Watch him weave. Watch him run.
That was nice by Blake Sims. He goes up in the pocket. He sees Cooper at the last second. Those real short throws are tough on wide receivers. The ball gets you real quick. Cooper makes a great adjustment on the catch and then uses his speed. We talked about it to get outside the defense and make a huge play. And now the clock is 0 factor in this game.
And that missed extra point looms huge. Caught by Yeldon out of the tackle. To the 25, down to the 22. Cody Pruitt makes the stop.
Well, they tried to go to the T.J. Yeldon screen pass that won the LSU game. Remember that?
1 minute to go.
Oh, a lot of space up at the top to just get a first down throw.
Blitz. Sims chased. Out of bounds, stops the clock, 44 seconds remaining.
A late flag.
Flag.
A late flag.
Holding on the offense. Number 88, the 10-yard penalty. Repeat, 2nd down.
That's O.J. Howard, the tight end.
Well, this is who they called it on. Keep your eye over there. He's got his hands up. He's okay. When then Blake gets outside of the pocket, that's when it shows up. O.J. doesn't know where the quarterback is, and when the defensive lineman tries to release, he holds on to him too long. Good call.
Another low snap. Sims deep into the end zone, double coverage. It is up for grabs. It might be. No, it's no. It's out of the end zone.
Well, this will be reviewed.
Sinquez Golson thought he had the interception.
Remember, he's 5'9", and he went and got that.
Intended for O.J. Howard, who is 6'6".
He's got it. His foot comes down. Now, is he juggling it? He's got that football. Controls that football. That'll be reviewed. This could be an interception.
The previous play is under further review.
Absolutely. His left foot comes down. I think it's going to be called an interception.
Well, the call made by Tony Jocelyn, the back judge. Certainly, Golson thought he had the interception.
I think he has the interception too. But the most important guy is whether the replay official, Rocky Good, thinks he has the interception.
Here's the call.
After further review, the ball was intercepted in the end zone.
Two quick things. Remember the scramble by Blake Sims, another penalty by Alabama. And then finally, we started off the show, Vern, you said, good Bo, bad Bo. And you know what it's going to be from now on? When we look at Bo Wallace, everybody's going to say, I know Bo. I was there when Bo was a senior quarterback and beat Alabama.
Hang on.
One last timeout by Alabama.
Yes.
Forevermore. Bo Wallace will be able to come to the Grove and tell the story about how he quarterbacked the upset against the #1 team, Alabama.
Ole Miss is about to go 5-0.
And
the last time Ole Miss was 5-0, the President of the United States was John Fitzgerald Kennedy.
And how about a day for the state of Mississippi? Mississippi State wins big, and now Ole Miss knocks off Alabama. Hugh Freeze takes his football teams and knocks them off.
They're rushing the field. Bo Wallace wants to keep that football, and why would he not? It is the first time Ole Miss has ever defeated a top-ranked team.
Next home game in 2 weeks against the University of Tennessee for homecoming.
This is worth a visit. Longtime sports information director Langston Rogers, who is a dear. Langston, I'm yelling at you. Did you ever think you'd see this day? He's a treasure. Somewhere in the middle of this mass of humanity is Hugh Freeze, who is with Allie the Force.
Coach, I don't know where the camera is, so we're just going to chat. Ole Miss has never beaten a top-ranked opponent. What are you feeling right now?
Number one, you know, God is good to us. He's blessed us in our 2.5 years here. I'm just so proud of the resilience of our kids. You know, that fumble right before half felt like it ripped my heart out. And you know, our kids just kept fighting. And to beat a quality team who's been the gold standard in our conference it expedites our process for sure.
You said your goal was to make Ole Miss a household name. Do you feel like you did that today?
Yeah, we're close. We're close. We've recruited well. Our administration supports us so well. We got the greatest fans in the world. And, you know, we're not as deep as I'd like for us to be, but this will help us with those recruits for sure.
Coach, congratulations. Enjoy the moment.
Allie, thank you.
And the first time since 1962, the Ole Miss Rebels are 5-0. How lucky are we?
Yeah, we've had some good games, one right after another.
Well, for Gary Danielson, Allie the Force, Vern Lundquist saying so long from Oxford. Our guys in the truck, Craig Silver, Steve Milton. Our guys up here, David Moulton, Butch Baird, Chuck Gardner. The Dodge postgame show is up after these messages.